Now I have the privilege of inviting the next speaker on stage, Mr. B.R. Mehta, Senior Vice President, Reliance Industries Limited. Before I invite him on stage, let me give a brief bio. So he has over 43 plus years of experience in refinery and petrochemicals industry. He currently heads the design and engineering department in the field of control systems and instrumentation. He has worked for various engineering projects in the field of control systems instrumentation during his 31 plus years within the Reliance group. Prior to joining Reliance, he has worked for 2 years in agro, chemical and food company, Kenya as Chief Instrumentation Engineer, and Indian Petrochemicals Limited, Vadodara, for 11 years as instrument engineer. Mr. B.R. Mehta, please.
I'll continue from where Andy Chadda had started, and I'll try and detail what we can do in India on industry in transition and navigating the new age of innovation. If we talk about innovation, we will be remembering our founder chairman, Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, who showed us the vision, experience and answers for the industry, starting from rag to riches. Actually, he started his career in Eden, and he was working as a petrol pump attendant. And he got promoted there, and he rejected the promotion, saying that I'm going to go back to my country and build a refinery like this. That was done almost 25, 30 years back. And as you know, today, Jamnagar is the hub of refining, processing 1.24 million barrels per day. And this is what he gave us as a mantras. Growth has no limit at Reliance. I keep revising my vision. Only when you dream, you can do it. Think big, think fast, think ahead, and ideas are no one's monopoly. You can accept ideas for even a graduate or a very small person, and that might be mind-blowing. It can change the world. Our dreams have to be bigger, our ambitions have to be higher, and our commitment has to be deeper, and our efforts greater. This is my dream for Reliance and for the entire India. We do not require an invitation to make profit. If you work in determination and with perfection, success will follow. These were the 4 mantras he gave us on which the entire team of Reliance is working. And as you know, we have been the path-breaking successes with 2 refineries working and now building a large scale of petrochemicals under the same umbrella of J3. Following his footsteps, our chairman and current managing director, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, has always said, we had been started, and if you see the Reliance logo, you always see growth is life. That was a part of the Reliance logo. But now, we are making innovation as the way of life, and that leads to innovation-led growth. That means the company is taking innovation as a part of its management philosophy itself, and that is how you grow faster. If you look at the vision for automation for the international, Jack Welch defined the vision. Good business leaders create a vision, articulate the vision, passionately own the vision, and relentlessly drive to the completion. And he also said that painting a picture is not enough. You have to be after it to make sure till it becomes a reality. Let's see now the challenges that we have. There are several types of challenges. First part of it is industry opposing the business challenging. We want to maximize throughput, but we also want to have an agile manufacturing. Instead of efficiency, we are now looking for a profitability. Process timing is changing to the decision-making timing. Individualization is changing to the calibration. Today we do many of our jobs with collaboration. With collaboration, you can achieve different kind of inputs that you need. You will have a normal graphics which may be good for a startup, which will be good for a steady state operation of the plant. But you require a definitely different kind of information when you are starting the plant or when you are shutting down the plant. You also require a different kind of information when the abnormal situation occurs in the plant. So collaboration plays very important role, and this can be done by collaborating on a single platform. And this is the new way of working. The reporting is changing to the decision making, and instead of eliminating the human, we are empowering the humans. The panel operator has immense amount of knowledge that when he changes the set point or when he changes anything, he knows that whether he is increasing the profitability or reducing the profitability. He also has to look at, and the data is available for an item called golden batch. That means when your plant was best running, and that is the time you have all the set points and the measurements available. You try and compare with your current running along with the golden batch, and you will be able to achieve much better output than the current output. Similarly, let us look at the industry opposing the technical challenges. As you heard Andy on the phone, on the message, we are always looking at open systems. We made a lot of things codes, means commercially off-the-shelf items, and we included softwares. But that brought us a biggest problem of cybersecurity. Now, open systems and cybersecurity are quite opposite to each other. We are trying to make things more and more secure. That means we are trying to isolate it from one another with a 1 layer, 2 layer, or multiple layers, so that it is cyber secured. The long life expectancy was the initial thing. But today we want continuously current. In the software world, every few months, we have to change our software in the plant. As you rightly heard, the mobile software changes every week or maybe every fortnight. But that we cannot afford in a process plant. We need to change that even after that, maybe every 6 months or a year. And this is becoming, trying to make it continuously current. Control rooms. Control rooms may be changed to the flexible operation. Today, you can see the entire plant view on your iPad, if you are given the permissions and if you have the cybersecurity in place. And you can operate the plant also from iPad, which has not been done by many companies because of the issues related to cybersecurity, but it can be done. Systems can be federal systems. Innovation is the one word, but then we are also looking at standardization. So these are the industry opposing the technical challenges and the current plant scenario. If you look at the current plant scenario, many of the plants, other than maybe a process like a refining petrochemicals or power, there are many plants which do not have a complete automation. The automation is islanded. They are not integrated into one. If I take my example of refining, we have almost 500 plus systems integrated into the DCS, which does not happen in many of the plants. There is a large lead time for the project execution. If you see the earlier refineries which were executed, normally took 7 to 10 years. Whereas in Reliance, we had built the refinery in 3 years, which is a record. Manpower not trained. Now you get most of the manpower that comes out of the college not suitable for the industry. You need to groom them, you need to train them. So we have started our own training centers so that we can groom them to our needs. Research orientation is missing in the Indian scenario. Now this is a true thing. We do copy a lot of things. We get proven experience elsewhere and then we try to implement. And cost of automation is high. Unless we make the things in India, we go by make in India, probably the cost of automation will always remain high. In many industry segments, the automation level is very minimum. This will have to be improved to get into that. And lack of government support for local companies. Technology's current scenario, local computing, large cost of infrastructure. Many places the safety is not adequate, limited to only large companies. We do have lot of safety in place, lot of security in place. But if you go to the smaller companies, they cannot afford. Remote access. Now many of the big machines do require a remote access by the manufacturer, OEMs, or the licensors. So this is also a part of the current trend. Many of our machines, like a big motors, are monitored elsewhere in the other part of the country, and they can tell you that from other part of the world, they just tell you that this is the problem in your plant. And the reactive maintenance is the last one. Most of the plants, even today, are running on reactive maintenance or a preventive maintenance. They do not have proactive maintenance. They do not deploy the devices which are intelligent. If you use the digital technology, if you use foundation field bus, if you use wireless technology, you get the alarms much before the device dies. And you can definitely get the details of the device before the plant trips or the plant, it is out of order. So this is the scenario today. Now we are going to look at some of the technologies that is going to change our country in the next couple of years or next 10 years. I have listed down 10 technologies that has got a power to change the country by 2025. The first one is unbiased connectivity, the Internet of Things, cloud technology, digital payments, universal biometric identity, advanced oil and gas exploration and recovery, renewable energy, advanced energy storage, and automation of knowledge work, and next generation genomics. These are some of the technologies. These have been identified as game-changing technologies, or they are going to change the things completely in the next years to come. We'll go in small details of this, that what is the level of penetration today and what is going to happen in the next 10 years. If you take the first one, the level of penetration is going to change from 14% to 60%. The Internet of Things. Internet of Things is going to improvise from current level to the most broad spectrum. It will cover Internet of Things, Internet of People, and the Internet of Services. So this is all going to be a merged thing. Cloud computing. You heard Andy that cloud computing with cybersecurity in place is going to expand 10 times or 20 times every alternate year. So we are also expecting that in India, cloud computing will go many folds than what is today. I have the figures in my presentation which is going to be available. Digital systems. Similarly, advanced. These figures are available in the presentation, and I will not like to go through it in much detail, but renewable energy and things like that is going to go. I'm going to give you a couple of slides on solar and all, which shows what is the power of that technology that is going to make us go multi-fold ahead into the design. This is what I told about the Internet of Things. We will have Internet of Things, which is industrial Internet of Things, which will be the digital devices going all the way up to the systems and the cloud, Internet of People, and Internet of Services. During the exhibition that Andy informed, Industry 4.0, this is what was shown as a cyber physical systems. And this was shown as a future, but some of the things were shown in reality, and this is going further. Sensorization of things. Most of the things will now work with the different types of sensors like touch, voice, eye, facial, and gesture. Many technologies are available to do this, like touch screens are available, AMOLED touch screens are available. You already have a voice assistant called Siri in your mobiles. You have got an eye tracking systems. You have the entries with the eye scanning. You have the facial. If you go to Dubai, probably you have to go through the eye scanner every time you go. The facial scanners are available, and the gesture. One of the things which is changing here in India as well abroad is the 3D printing. Now this 3D printing is available in healthcare area, automobile area, as well as the manufacturing. And there are a lot of things that is going with the 3D printing, like human organs, medical devices, body tissues, nanomedicines, and pharmaceuticals. In automobile, concept modeling, prototyping, spare parts, many spare parts are built with 3D printing and tooling. In manufacturing, cutting tools, customization, and domestic production. So 3D printing is going to take over the normal, and you can build the things, even small number of pieces using this technology. Solar is the next powerful thing to come, and it will have a large source of energy in our country because we are blessed with a lot of sun. Methods for harvesting, storing, and converting solar energy are so advanced and efficient that it becomes the primary source of energy. If you see, it is going to go 10 times bigger in the last few years, the solar energy. And even today, if you hear, Gujarat government has also started giving some kind of a subsidy even to put the solar on your house. And that comes down to almost 30–40% down the cost in installation of this kind of a system. We will have the robo, and the robots are going to be available both in the domestic field as well as into the industrial field. The domestic field, it will be like using in many areas which are shown here, and in the industrial field, it will be also in the many public areas where you can see the use of robo in those areas. Innovating to zero. This is the concept which is going to come. Innovating to zero means you have bottomless refinery with zero waste. Nothing is going to the air. Similarly, you have the autonomous cars, which Andy talked about. This will be run by the electrical. There is no driver, so there is no accidents. That means we are aiming at zero accidents, zero environment pollution. So this kind of things will definitely change the world to the zero, innovating to the zero accidents or zero pollution. There are many examples set, and many things were shown into the Industry 4 exhibition for going to the zero. Now connectivity, as we are talking of, it is also pushing convergence. So if you see industries-wise, the space energy and the solar energy combined together, you will see now that the spacecrafts are also going with the solar panels. And this is going to give you a combination of the two technologies. Similarly, products. If you see the car with the unmanned technology, that's an autonomous car we talked about, which can be monitored from the cloud, and it will not make any accidents. It will not require any driver. It will be fueling, main fueling will be electricity, and it will take that whenever it feels that it has come to a low level. And this will be autonomous car. Probably in next 10 to 15 years, it may happen that nobody of us own a car. The cars are available like that Uber taxi. And whenever you go out, they will also be so intelligent, they know which time you are going out, coming back. And it can definitely give you a service. You do not require a driver, and then there is no accidents because they are all monitored with varieties of sensors. And the last one, building technologies and smart. We are going to get into smart homes, and the next level is the smart cities. So this is how the connectivity is pushing the convergence of different technologies. If you look at this connectivity further, you have the living ecosystems. So connected home systems are going to grow to 31%, connected work systems to 15%, and the connected cities to 54%. If you see India, we are all talking of smart cities. Maybe 20 cities are identified to be the smart cities. But that connectivity will be pushing us to go to the connected world. Now I will try and tell you about the business optimization enablers for the future. Visibility to the results of actions. If an operator knows what he has acted is going to do, he will be able to take the right decision. Transparency into profitability, accountability for performance improvement, agility to respond to rapid fluctuations, and environmental sustainability. Let's go into detail of each one of them. Improved visibility. What it will provide us? the real-time performance feedback. That's a very important thing. The real-time KPIs for the plant and the best KPIs that we achieved. Real-time accounting, time-effective decision support. You can have the dashboards for everything so that you can monitor them online. Alignment of objectives and measures. Similarly, if you look at the transparency, it gives you the real-time views, profit point analysis, when did you make the maximum profit and today at what profit level you are running, key business interactions, business alerts, and critical event notification. If you look at the accountability, the operator will know whether he is making more or he is making less. He aligns his operation along with the accountability. It will also show him the financial impact, immediate accountability feedback, and performance contributions. If I look at the sustainability, real-time emissions management, this is a requirement of the day. Real-time waste management, real-time energy management, real-time performance to emissions, business performance to waste, CO2 cap analysis, which is going to become more and more critical, and total energy chain sustainability. So these are the areas what we will see them coming and improving day by day. So what will be the future scenario of the plant? There will be a lot of research on future automation system. One of them you have seen with the ExxonMobil and Lockheed Corporation. Similar researches are going on. We will try and get the ready-to-work engineers, faster cycle time for plant engineering and commissioning, local standards. Today, many associations are working on local standards, including ISA, so that we can adapt some of the international standards to the local, and it becomes the law in the country. Smart plant zones, common infrastructure, common inventory, shared raw materials. If you look at our plants, we have got several plants and several units, maybe 100. Everything has a common infrastructure, common inventory, and common raw material standards. Many plants distributed across the country, but integrated by the digital devices. I'm going to come to the digital in the next slide. And technology and talent together define our future, and the future is very bright. Let's see the next generation digital systems. They will be definitely easy to design, easy to install, easy to use, easy to implement, easy to maintain, easy to upgrade, highly reliable, flexible, and secure. This is what we are looking for the digital systems. And if you see these, everything, everywhere, every day, everyone connected. This is what is going to be the future of the digital systems. Today you are able to see these on mobile, but you will also see these in the actual process plants. Things are connected and they can be operated from anywhere. You don't require an expert to be at site. It can be monitored and it can be diagnosis from far distances away. The future plant. The future plant will be horizontally and vertically integrated. If I take my area, process automation, the plants will be integrated right from the place where you take out the oil and gas, all the way to the pipelines, to the refining, to the terminals, to the retail outlets, which are the gas stations. That's an horizontal integration. And from sensor to boardroom is a vertical integration. So there will be integration from horizontal all the way and the vertical all the way. The plants will have a lot of self-diagnostic and self-healing characteristics. We are changing to full-less foundation and wireless, so we can adopt the digital technologies. Power and low cost but highly reliable. The nanotechnology sensors that are coming up are really reliable, but they consume very less power and they are very low cost. The plants will be remotely operated. No environmental pollution. As I said, we will have refineries which are bottomless. You use everything that comes from the crude. Automated knowledge retention. This is the area where a lot of work has been done, where we actually put knowledge management of the people who are retiring or the people who are going to retire into the system, so that when a newcomer comes, he gets a total idea of what was done few years back. Today, the plants do not get a shutdown every year. We have shutdowns almost like 4 to 5 years' time. So what happens, if you do not be a part of the last shutdown, you do not know what happened in the shutdown and how the corrective measures were done, unless it is digitally documented and available when you have the next shutdown. The plants will be smart and green. We are all going for the green technology. And the future plants will remain clean, silent, and safe, empty, because the operators will not be very minimal into the plant, and obviously it will become boring. So thank you very much for present hearing. Thank you.